Sumerian Indian tribe, which a lot of I didn't want to take away from the people that actually went, you know. So I put him as one of the people that came back from after they were at the Indian tribe, which there were people that did. So.
What do you classify these as?
Historical fiction. There's romance in there.
There is romance?
Yeah, because it's called the Locket Saga, and in every story, the locket is handed off to another bride. So
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool.
Yeah,
that's the main connection between the whole thing, other than
That sounds
Family
neat.
heirloom
the,
history.
yeah, exactly. So, any more questions? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, we get the-
Now the cameras get to go off. I still see red light.
Then she'll ask you questions.
Yeah.
And then she'll ask you questions.
Yeah, then I'll ask shocking questions. Ha-ha. Oh, no.
Your ideas, do you just pick a period of time, or do you actually, how do you get your ideas to write these?
Well, it varies. Sometimes it comes in different ways. Like I said, it started with a dream, and then I pick stuff out of history that I like the story, so I throw that in there. The Coward Soulless was out of Mount, what's the name of it? Valley Forge, and it happened during that time, and I found out that they almost got rid of George Washington at that time, which I didn't know, but there was a coup out there to get rid of him and put Gates in place of him. Then that's part of that story. Sailing Under the Black Flag was, I was interested, I found out that there was privateers during the American Revolution, which there was only like, I think, 11 American ships at that time. By the end of the war there was, anyway. So they used a lot of civilian people volunteered their vehicle, their own equipment to, but I mean, it wasn't, you know, like as, I mean, they captured a boat, and, you know, this was actually a legal thing. They called it, what was it? Something of marquee, letters of marquee, where they could, it was a legal document where they could actually pirate ships. You know, they weren't classified.
They confiscated all. And
Yeah, they could
take it as their
confiscate
own.
merchant ships and whatnot. And then they got to keep it, basically. Well, they would take it back to a port, and then it would be sold off, and anything that they sold off would be, they would get the proceeds from that. So, and a lot of the ammunition and whatever for the American Revolution came from these privateers confiscating British ships.
What period of time do you write about Ohio then? Did you stop through Ohio, or
I haven't,
you're not there yet?
I don't know if I'm going to do Ohio. I'm kind of like, in the shadow of the mill pond, like I said, it's Pittsburgh, and it kind of mentions the Ohio and the Ohio area. In the next book, in Two Rivers, which is not the next book, but the following one after that, they're going to be talking about what do you call those on Mississippi?
Monongahela.
No, I'm trying to, no, the Ohio's,
The Two
where the
Rivers.
Ohio's formed in Pittsburgh, yeah, that's in,
Yeah.
Shadow of the Mill Pond. And then, but I was thinking of River Pirates, that's right. In Two Rivers, they're gonna be talking with River Pirates.
Do you write 2 books at the same time?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah, I thought I was understanding that.
Yeah.
So you're 2 books ahead of yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I get tired of working on one, I go to the other one. And actually, you, right now I'm working on, well, if you count that one, there's 4. One, like, there's this one.
You
and
need to
there's
write a book about yourself and how your brain works. I don't think I could switch like that in writing.
I think, well, I've got this, this thing about this speech I just gave. I think I might call it the Confessions of a Storyteller.
Secrets of a storyteller.
The Secrets of a Storyteller?
Yeah, secrets, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of go all over the place. I mean, I write my books that way too. I don't start at the beginning and go to the end. I start maybe right here and go to the end. Or I'll start before the beginning and go through and then cross off a bunch of stuff.
That's neat. Yeah.
But, I mean, I just write what I know, you know what I mean?
That's good.
Right, if I know something, I'll just write it until it's done, and then I'll go back, and that's the nice thing about writing with a computer, you know, you don't have to start at the beginning, you can start wherever you want. And so I think that's one of the reasons I can write as fast as I do. The other thing is I use NaNoWriMo, ever heard of that? Where in November, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. And every year I write a new book. And it's the Locket Saga because it's easier for me, because I've already got the stories, I already have the family, I already have basic idea, I just gotta find the history that goes with it, so. There's gonna be, I'm moving into Missouri eventually. I don't know how long it'll be, but
And you live in Pennsylvania now?
I grew up in Pennsylvania.
Oh, where do you, your
I live in-
books are moving to
Yeah,
Missouri, okay.
right, right. My books are
I'm
moving-
sorry.
That's fine.
So you said you publish your own books?
Uh-huh.
So you don't have an outside publisher? So you
No,
have
but
to
I
worry
do
about-
have an editor
Okay.
that regularly edits my work.
Do you do your covers?
I do.
Do you draw them or photograph?
Photograph and whatever, whatever, you know, I use photographs a lot. I don't do my own photographs, but I think I have any of the, oh, the only one that's got a photograph that we've done, he's the one that did this one. My husband, these other ones I did, but my husband did this one here.
Very nice.
And I think his is the best. So I'd rather be writing, you know, than doing designing covers. But it's not really that hard. Once you kind of get the hang of it, you know. That's my phone. It's okay. They'll hang up. So anyway,
It's a great story.
Yeah.
I like when Locket's part of the history that's passed down and carries the family.
and the story of how the Locket came to be is kind of interesting too.
And that's in the first one?
Yeah, that's the first one, right. The second one I started, but the first one I published.
Okay.
The one year for NaNoWriMo, I took the storyline and I started from history. Well, I think when I started at Howard Solis, I think it was, yeah. That year I just wrote the storyline for the Locket Saga all as far as I could get it, so there's gonna be quite a few more things in there.
So if I understand right, you just may start to sit and just write, and you pull things in like to make the beginning
Mhm.
and add things at different intersections that comes to your brain. Wow, that's neat. That's a different way of writing.
And how are you in Missouri now?
In the writing, yeah.
How my,
How did you get to Missouri?
No, what, what are you doing here now in Missouri?
oh, I'm a teacher.
Oh, okay. Did I know that? No.
No, I didn't tell that.
I think she said that.
I didn't.
What do you teach?
I'm a substitute, so I teach everything.
So when your book, we'll go back to your book, when your book gets to Missouri, what is it gonna be? What section is it gonna be, or can we
Well,
ask?
I know part of it, during the Civil War, there's the, you know, the Wilson's Creek, and then there's the Battle of Carthage and those things, that's all going to be incorporated into it.
Yeah, and there was one here at Mount Vernon on one farm too, because they had somebody come in and research it. That was the name of it.
Mhm.
I looked at it.
But there's so many stories that people, and that's the other thing I'm doing, is I'm picking up on stories that most people don't tell.
Do you write under your name?
I read him as Signet Brown.
This is
Yeah, that's my pen name.
That's your name.
My real name is Donna Brown. Donna Swanson Brown, but his last name's Brown. So that was my birth name, was Donna Swanson, so.
And how did you get Signet?
Oh, did I just say that?
Yes, you did, but.
Oh, but before she got
Everybody wasn't
here.
in there.
She
You
wasn't
were
here.
sitting back
Okay.
there.
Oh, the Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Swan, yeah.
Swanson, yeah. Signet is a baby swan, so, you know.
Oh, that's neat.
I had to look that up
I just saw
myself, so.
that.
Yeah, the
You were-
swan.
That's why the swan's there, yeah, there you go.
Oh, very good.
The author of the book Swan to Read, I think something like that. Book Swan to Read, yeah. He came up with that clip there.
It's cute. Is he right too?
Yeah, he does. I shouldn't say no, he's actually written some poetry. He had a book-
He's so quiet, I figured that. That's right.
He's-
He is
He's
quiet.
taking it all in, and gonna write it down.
Yeah.
He's got a camera, he doesn't need
Did you
to say
really?
anything, he's got it all.
He's gonna be like later, he's gonna go, did you really? Yeah, he's, Joy, do you want me to tell him what you do normally? He's a truck driver.
Got a lot of stories then.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of stories. You could go into Stephen King.
Sometimes.
So do you read, I mean, who's your favorite authors?
Oh, man, I read everybody. Anybody I can get my hands on. It's kind of like, you know, when I was little. Yeah, I just know. I like John Grisham. I don't really like John Grisham, but I grew up with John Grisham. Of course, Laura Ingalls Wilder was one of my favorites growing up, so you know, she's right there. Stephen King I like. But yeah, I read a lot of up-and-coming authors anymore, though. Laura McHugh, I don't know if you know who that is. She wrote 2 books, The Weight of Blood, and then Bear Roots, her most recent one.
We had it in the system.
And then, I don't know her last name.
There's a lot of new authors.
Yeah, yeah, especially since, there's a lot of people that are self-publishing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's good reason for it. I mean, you get a lot more of your, you don't get an advance like you do with some of the publishing companies. But you get a better deal, I think, in self-publishing than they do with traditional publishing. I've heard.
From what I understand, you have more freedom of writing.
Well, not just that, but you also have freedom of marketing and all that.
Very interesting. Okay, I gotta go home.
Well, we're gonna go to King Bean.
Yep.
I know.
What time is it? It's about that time, huh? To get my stuff put together and
Should travel over.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you, we enjoyed it.